evening. He hasn't come as a writer, he has come as a leader today. Mr. Sam Omatseye is a Nigerian who graduated from the Faculty of Arts, Obafemi Awolowo University, with a degree in history. As has been said by the Dean, when Sam Omatseye was here, and Dr. Mrs. B.C. Adike can testify to that, even at the expense of his studies in history, he spent most of his time in English, learning all the values that come with English studies. After he graduated, he went to work as the first General Secretary of the CDHR, Committee for the Defense of Human Rights. That group, that association that coalesced with others to give a fight to militarism, to military dictatorship in Nigeria. From there, he went on to become fully a journalist. And after some years, he went to the United States, where he not only wrote for some papers, he also had a higher degree, preparing himself further for the task ahead. At the end of dictatorship in Nigeria, when Abacha had died under the laps of Indian prostitutes, Sam Omatseye and others came back to Nigeria, and he continued to write and hasn't stopped since then. Immediately after the Nation, because the Nation took over from Comet newspapers, Sam Omatseye became the chairman of the editorial board. And if our recording is right, since 2001, that he became the chairman of the editorial board, he's been writing every Monday, and his column is titled In Touch. He's no doubt a controversial writer, but that doesn't reduce the potency of his writing, even as a journalist. Sam has proven that journalism is another form of literature, and because literature is the essence of life. And so what he learned in literature, he took it to that profession called history, written in a hurry, because that's another name for journalism. Sam has also published a book titled In Touch, which is a
Now, I want to read this portion.
Go ahead.
Yes. This portion of the novel is based on something that happened. A certain politician in Ibadan, is no longer alive, was met by a young man who wanted to be a politician. And the man asked him, he said, "You want to be a politician? So go to your bank account, empty it, bring all the money, and then you shall burn all of that money." So it was from there I took this phrase, where there's a prominent politician here who is the boyfriend of the principal character, this 4-year-old we just talked about, who's now a mature lady in her 20s. So he missed this politician, and this is what happened when both of them arrived to the man's place with the money he has, nearly all the money he has in his bank account. Are you set? He asked, looking down at a big bag beside Shay. Yes, sir, he replied. Are you sure? He asked again. That is Chief Lambe asking them whether they are ready. The smile still on his lips as he sauntered away, not caring for his response. They all sat as Chief held the hand of the fellow who accompanied him to his office. The fellow only spent about 10 minutes with him and came out of the office alone. A few minutes later, one of the chief's aides whispered to Osa. Osa is the name of the young man. He rose immediately, picked up the bag from Shay's side, and asked Shay to go with him as he followed the aide out of the sitting room. They passed through a corridor that was fully lit with pictures and artworks, especially drawings on both sides of the wall, and a big vase of flowers, roses and chrysanthemums that did not seem to belong there by Shay's standards. In about 5 minutes, they alighted at a lawn. It was more like a quadrangle. The chief was alone with a fellow. The man was huge and had an intimidating presence with a benign smile. The smile later became a simper, and it told Shay he was the sort of figure at ease with treacherous flatulence. He wore a pair of shorts, his legs bore lines of scars.
Writer and a columnist and a senior member of this university. Thank you for coming, even while you are on leave. I appreciate you. Well, I have missed the gist of the show, the reading, but I hope you have all enjoyed our guest. You have enjoyed our guest? Great. That is good. That is why we have brought him, for him to read to us is from the latest, his latest book, which you have savored. Well, I don't want to, I know it must have been introduced properly by capable hands, but Mr. Omatseye needs no introduction. Just mention his name. Just Google his name. Just write it in any search engine, and then you will know who he is. We are grateful for him for coming to Obafemi Awolowo University to read from parts of his book, which you have all enjoyed. This place would have been, we would have had more people here, but students, there is no way you can pin them down. Even when we have declared from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. lecture free today, we have told them, still, some of them will use the opportunity to go and write an assignment or prepare, so that is why. But we are good with this good number that we have today, and I know anytime we call on you again to come and read to us, maybe from another work that is in the offing, you will be here. We are grateful to have you, and I want to thank our Professor Wazunga, who is also a great writer and a social critic, and a journalist too. He started as a journalist before he came into academics. I think there is this tight nexus, or let's say connection between academics and writing. You can't succeed if you are an academic and you do not write. Only that there are several kinds of writings, that you can engage in. But this kind of writing that our guest has read from, is, that's you must have plenty of time and a lot of inspiration and talent to write, novels, to write poetry, to write, columns for newspapers, because it is not easy. You must get your facts clear, because you can write just 2 sentences and then you're going to find yourself a victim of litigation.